So, okay, we're here with Donald. You come all the way from the UK, so it's not just me having to fly moderators over here. You've taken a leap of faith and come over to the mighty US of A. How have you enjoyed it?
It's been fantastic. This for me was really it was a proof that it can work type of session. And my personal position is that I'm looking to explore an alternative career. I don't have a bad career where I currently am, but 13, 14 years in that industry.
Well, what industry is that?
IT and telecoms.
Right.
So I'm an account director for selling to NHS trusts. And I thought, well, let me explore if there's an opportunity for a real other industry, and that's really the reason that I came on this course. It's just timing wise, it's right for me to say, okay, come on it, and let's see when I come off this course if I can make it work.
Right. And why? When people are exploring, they have a job, but for whatever reason that job is not super enjoyable to them, or they feel they're looking for something more as they get older. What made you pick foreign exchange?
There's an obvious attraction in the flexibility that you can pick your own hours, as long as you pick reasonably liquid markets. But I've always had an interest in finance. Going back some years, I've dabbled some stocks and some options and some futures. And the world of finance has always been something that's kind of been semi-attractive to me.
And why do you find foreign exchange so much more interesting than stocks or bonds or futures or commodities?
It was actually something that I think was you said a number of times, and it resonates with a bad experience that I had in the past, is that the foreign exchange market is just so big that it is far less likely for a big something to come in there and short it and wipe you out. And I had a very personal experience in probably the late 90s where I bought stocks in a company that was supposed to get a casino license. And it was about 3 hours before the announcement. Very clearly, a big seller came on and just shot the price down by about 95%.
Now, I knew that they presumably weren't getting the license.
Yeah, now you could probably be forgiven for thinking it was the minister who shot that down. It wasn't in a big first world country, so that probably made it doubly dangerous. But I lost 90% of my investment in a matter of 3 hours. So yes, that gelled with me. Okay, that can't happen again. A nice liquid market. Let's go and explore it. It is a 24-hour market.
Now, again, you picked Forex because, as you just said quite lucidly, it's a 24-hour market. You feel it's a fair play, a level playing field, unlike what you've experienced in the past with stocks. Timing, you feel you can, dip in and dip out. Obviously you're in London, so you're in what some people would still say is the major financial centre of the world. But
it is.
Certainly it is for foreign exchange, I think, though I've absolutely found New York to be an exceptional place this last week. Okay, so, let's go back through the course a little bit. What I've enjoyed about you is that you haven't been afraid to sort of put your hand up, say what you think, whether it makes you look an idiot or not, which it never has, by the way. You don't care because you're here to learn. That's where we do good, I think, because I need the audience to prompt me to do a better display. I can't think of every single thing to talk about because I've been in this for 25 years. We'd need to be here for a year to get through everything. But just today when we were talking about the trade that we had open on the dollar yen, and you were talking about the I think it was the euro sterling. You noticed euro sterling was suddenly zooming up as a reason for the pound starting to fall. You've spotted that in this classroom. Would you have spotted that like a week ago, a month ago?
Well, what that's done is what this course has done is actually refined my ability to do the technical analysis. When I came onto this course, having been on your seminars, I've tried to attend as many New York seminars over the last 6 months. Sessions, yeah. So I've attended as many of those, and time permitting, obviously, a lot of JH's ones. So I've picked up a lot of stuff over the while, and the thing that's been able to build the quickest for me has been the ability to technically analyze the position, cross-currency analysis, vanillas, reverse vanillas, and so forth. But I came onto this course knowing 100% that my biggest problem is the psychology. It is the psychology. I can show you I've got 4 out of 5 winning trades out of there, but I'm bailing out at 4 or 5 pips.
When you said this to me, I think today I said a couple of times, anyone in, I can't remember the examples today, but all week I've been saying anyone short of euro yen, you put your hand up. And then, like, as we were hitting 15-point profit, 20-point profit, I'd be saying, I got out for 5 points. Exactly. Give me a slap round the head. Exactly. I mean, I know, to quote just one recent customer at the moment that we've got in the trade room, there are many, but I know Ian Redford has stressed this point already. Taking any profit, is good, obviously. Yes. But if you really think that something is happening and you yourself identify it, one of the secrets is to try and say, well, if I cut this position out for 5 points, there's absolutely equal reason that this may go another 5 points profit, as much as you might lose the 5 that you're up. But human nature is, and I think this has come out correctly this week, that human nature is you want to grab that money because you've got it, it's real, it's
real. The market's telling me I'm right.
So it's so great to be right. But then, of course, when you're wrong, you're running for 20 or 30 points against, which is clearly madness. So I think I have seen you this week almost stop yourself, sit on your hands, or, get 5 or 8 points up, and then you say, I've taken it, slap me around the head. And then the next position you had gets slightly longer. The 20-point rule we have is a very good one. You can't always quite get to 20, but if you get close to it, I think one thing I said this week was if you feel you've got ownership of a good position, sometimes it's less risky to stay in it than it is to get out of it and try and be clever and want to be back in and then sell at a worse level that you were already originally in it. Because that's what most retail traders would do. Thanks for sharing that with us. That your weakness you feel is you get a good position, but you're just cutting out of it far too quickly.
I mean, this course has done really 2 things for me. It's obviously to understand that psychology of it, and I think I have a better. I have some things that I can do to get myself through that piece of it. But it's also done one other thing on the technical analysis is because it had come. It's almost in an informal environment, how it got into the technical analysis I had. I didn't really believe it.
Right.
So now when I'm in a trade, I can actually say, okay, I am short cable. I know because I've learned here that, I've got euro sterling as a barometer. I've got euro dollar as a barometer. I'm watching what the yens are doing. Who's tight, who's moving, are there resistances and so forth. And I can start to believe and have more confidence in that position as opposed to just watching the price ticking and panicking every time it ticked. It's brought some relaxation, which will help the psychology on it. Obviously, the other thing I could do is say, well, take too many positions. Then take the comfort of that first 8-point profit and say, right, the market's told me I'm right, now let that other one run.
And bring your stop to break even or something.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. And I mean, when you're at home talking to us, do you feel that when, I'm sort of saying, well, look, guys, you can take 10 points if you want now, but we don't want to give you 10 points, let's stay for 20. Now, sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. A lot of people pipe up and say, well, I've taken 11, I've taken 10, thanks, Andy, blah, blah, blah. But then occasionally you get the same faces, like Tyra. I mean, Tyra this week, very quiet lady, we interviewed her earlier, been with me about 3 years. She just types up at the bottom, took 20 in 5. Now, when you look at Tyra, that's not the answer you're expecting. You don't necessarily expect that, Tyra's going to be running 5 lots. But she does. And all I would say is whatever works for the individual, if you feel that the trade is good, just practice trying to sit in with it just a little bit longer. Not wasting 30 points, not necessarily wanting to get 30, but I'm saying rather than taking 5 or 8. Because a lot of our moderators do this. They'll take 5 or 8, but in fact they didn't really need to take that 5 or 8, because 2 minutes later they got 10 on the whole lot, or even 12 on the whole lot. Some people would say it's actually better to take 12 on the whole lot. But it is difficult for everybody. It isn't easy to announce, it isn't easy to moderate, and it isn't easy to be your side of the fence doing the trading either. All right, so the idea then is we'll see you next week on the trade room from London. When are you flying back?
I'm flying back tomorrow afternoon. So
right, so you've got
to tourist night tonight.
Oh, lucky you, we're flying back tonight. All right, we'll safe flight back to England. And
thanks very much.
Talk,
well done on a good training session.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.